Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Damien Wong Sang, and I'm the CTO Latimer Aerospace. I'm the Chief Product Officer of ALRACA. And what is ALRACA? ALRACA is adaptive logistics for cross agency um, resource allocation. And this logistics product is really it's designed to assist the Army um, for the Army core, not the not the core, but the Army itself with the different divisions to have a unified system to move products across all theaters. And the platform itself, it'll be able to be utilized by different parts of, um, I would say, the Department of Defense. But in this presentation, we're going to focus more on the Army and how they could utilize Alraca as a great logistics platform. So we're going to start with ground operations. So here you would, the heavy equipment, vehicle fleets, personal transport across all terrains, classified assets, specialized equipment for U.S. SOCOM and SOCOM missions, tactical mobility, global reach. Now, this platform essentially allows all DoD agency to utilize the platform, and we'll get into that later. But we're just going to focus on the core solution here. We have a forecasting module. We have an analytics dashboard. We have blockchain security, and we have AI optimization. Right. So we have load balancing with AI. We have cost optimization. We got route planning. And with blockchain security, we have audit trails, secure tracking, and immutable logs. Essentially, that means no one could change the tracking of a particular product going from one place to the next. Now, moving down, we have a multi domain logistics mode. And what that means is we have land transport, we have air transport, and we have sea transport. Now, one of the business model story of this platform, or the warfighter model story, is that um, the Army have its own transportation equipment, um, but it should be able to utilize the Air Force equipment and maybe the Navy equipment to move products. I'm sure it does, but from my R&D, a lot of those uh, transportation equipments, they're not um, they're siloed. So the Air Force uses their own transportation equipment, the Navy uses their own transportation equipment, and the Army uses their own transportation equipment. For efficiency purposes, this platform unite all the different domains. So the land transport, the air transport, the sea transport. Um, so in the sea transport, we have bulk cargo shipping, naval logistics support, container optimization, intermodal. Um, we also have port-to-port operations, strategic sea lift, port dryage. So essentially, that means is something comes on a container, we're able to get it on a train or get it on a semi truck and off the port to a dedicated warehouse or to the last mile. And we also have maritime security compliance. For air transport, as you can see, we have strategic airlift, emergency rapid deployment, climate control cargo, airport to destination, tactical air support. Now, these are, I would say, war fighters' capabilities, but they also have the dual use capabilities. In other words, for land transport, if the army needs to move something real fast, obviously, they could always communicate with the airport, with the Air Force to move anything via air, and if they need something move army move on the land theater. So if they need to move one product from the land to another land, obviously they would need to need sea transportation help. So this platform unifies all the commanders to communicate with each other to allocate resources. What this does, it saves a lot of money and it allows capital to be utilized within the defense, I would say, ecosystem. And that could save a lot when it comes to contracting, and that's important, right? Because the Department of Defense is getting rid of so many contracts that are not performing. Now, what we have here is the interagency resource planning, and I think I was just kind of talking about that briefly. So we have the cross brand transport. In other words, in enemy environments, we're able to move product at scale real fast, meaning joint coordination between the Air Force and Marines and the Coast Guard could be really fast. I mean, right now I'm not going to show a simulation, but the goal is this platform is built with a unified system in place. And I guess future demos will actually show how well the platform works when it comes to moving products across different theater. In terms of joint warehousing, we have of it right here is the Army, Navy, and Defense Logistics Agency. The DLA does a lot, including electronic registration, ordering food for all the different DoD, and using third party logistics, 3PL, to send those products out. This platform would allow a lot of interoperability. Still getting used to that word, but essentially, the DLA could just utilize either Army, Navy resources or third-party logistic at scale to move any product anywhere real fast, and this a platform would allow that. Down here we have the real-time resource flow, which is the Army, Defense Logistics Agency, we have the Air Force, and we have NATO. This platform could be utilized in a warfighter scenario. We'll discuss that when we move into the access portal. Here we have kind of like a live system update, which is real-time organizational connectivity and operational readiness. Essentially, what this means in this area is the different agencies are able to communicate with each other. In other words, on a high level, generals know how to communicate, right? But how do you get that message down the line in order to move equipment? If there is a call, if there is I would say an emergency, or we have to create, um, kind of create uh, a wall, not necessarily a wall, but I would say like a warfighter stance. Like we're letting the enemy know, we want to let the enemy know, but we're preparing for the enemy, right? So we have our bases, right? So how do we mobilize our bases at scale where they could coordinate really well? Now, what this does, it's the live status updates. Like right here, you can see the National Guard is offline, right? Because the National Guard really don't play a lot of role in warfighter scenario training. They do, but they probably get less training more than all the other, um, I would say, Department of Homeland Security agencies, um, or state agency. So the Coast Guard is always active. In this day and age, ICE is always active, DHS is always active, Space Force, Army, and we got Marines and NATO allies. And DLA is always active. Now, one of the things that's really good about this platform is this area is this is a internal load board. So this is an example of LG 247, and it's in Camp Pendleton, California, at North Fork Naval Base. And the Navy is moving our product over to the Marines, and it's going by truck. The priority is high. It's a third-party logistics, um, and so this product is on the move. Here we have it's AF, so the AF is obviously Air Force, 1523, Wright Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio. And this product is going from Ohio to Germany. So this is Air Force to NATO, right? Now NATO will have a seat on the logistics platform, so they could actually track this flight in real, this package in transit, right, until it gets to the destination. So that would be the purpose of having an internal load board. Um, a third-party logistics carriers will also have access to the load board. Also, other agencies will be able to have access to the load board as well. Now, this is just the front end. The back end, it's where all the magic happens between the different agencies, and any agency could actually utilize the platform. It will have a certain level of classification when it comes to shipping certain products. So certain products won't show up in the load board, other products will. So it starts with logging in. Simple. I guess in the future there won't be any login. It depends on what kind of SSO that's required. I know there's a high level security standard. Now, there's the admin and the logistics officer, and then the analyst. There will be a dashboard for the higher ups, and that's to move products in to move classified products. So they will have a different login. So for the demo, we're just gonna say a logistics officer, and here you can see all the different agencies. And so we're just gonna go to Army because this product is for the Army. So the first product you see will be the AI commands control dashboard, and essentially here you're able to really just generate. You could create a new load fast. You could track shipment, and you could secure transport. Still working on the user experience, but right here is a recent activity. Here is the Army asset. Here, so right here you have this product is actually in the inventory. They're looking to in a scenario we're looking to move this Abrams tank from Fort Bragg. Um, we have the strategic value, um, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. So the AI command and control board really is just designed for quick oversight. I think, in other words, show me current logistics bottlenecks across all theaters. This could work real well in a warfighter scenario. So, good example, we may have a situation where we're mobilizing 50,000 Army assets um, across NATO allies. Now, how do we do that? Right, we're gonna some assets are gonna move by ocean, some is gonna move by air, and other is gonna move by land. So how do we put together um, like I would say a bill of lading across all theaters? Then we'll use the AI product because the AI product in the back end will connect all the data sets of the assets that every agency has, and knowing what how we're going to place that particular asset. So whatever it's going into a globe master, which is the Air Force, whatever is going on a Navy transport vessel, and whatever we could utilize for third party logistics. Obviously, if this is a warfighter scenario, there won't be any 3PL, but um, the Army has its own logistics products that it could utilize to move products real fast when it comes to preparing for war. So that would be like the purpose of the logistics bottleneck. Um, right here, I'm going to click the status of classified materials, and the AI is connected to an API, and I'm just going to wait a few minutes, and it's going to provide a response. Now, right here it says analyzing your requests. Meanwhile, that works. We're just going to go to the foundation of the platform. There you go. Now, we're still working on the layout. So, as you can see, it's classified material transport status. The branch, Army, clearance, secret, transport modes, truck, air, active, classified, truck, CONUS, continental US. Um, in a refined product, this will actually just come out as uh, there are certain things that will be redacted, and it will just come out as a bill of lading without the classified information on it. So that's how the AI logistic assistant will work. Um, and yeah, now let's move over here to the left, right? So you have the main dashboard. It will be the Army logistics dashboard, and from here, uh, it is a kind of a light command and control point of view. You can see the Army assets. I mentioned the Abrams tanks, the Humvee, radar, tires. So these are assets that probably need to get moved. Um, you could create a new load, track shipment, secure transport. This could work in warfighter scenario. In other words, a general gives the order to move 200 tanks. Um, the logistics platform know where these 200 tanks are based, and we want to mobilize these tanks from classified area number one to classified uh, area number two. This platform, using the classification portion, that could be utilized, and it'll have the security as well, to be able to operate like a standard logistics platform on one end, and be utilized in warfighter scenarios as well. So to the left, you have common operating picture. Just gonna go through this real fast. I don't want the demo to be a little bit too long. So you have the predictive analytics, historical data, you have risk assessment. For loads, we have mission planning, system integration, asset tracking. We also have cybersecurity, critical alerts, 3PL carriers, and we have architecture, custom dashboards, and settings. So yeah, we're still working. I think there's going to be more details in the intelligence and the analytics, and also core operations. We're going to improve that as well. But this is MVP1. We're looking forward for the feedback and obviously making improvements.